Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I got a few requests recently to do a full face drugstore makeup tutorial, so that's what I decided to do today. I was really inspired by the warm recent weather, so I decided to do, a more spring, summer appropriate look. So everything that I used to create this look, brushes included, is from the drugstore. The only thing that I didn't use drugstore products for is my eyebrows and my lashes technically. I also tried to just specifically use things I know you can physically buy at the drugstore. I know there's a lot of products that are really inexpensive and are drugstore priced, but they're not really as available, or there's something that you have to get online only. So I tried to really keep it specifically to things that I know you could physically go out and purchase today if you wanted to. So if you guys want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. So the first thing I'm going to start with is my concealer. I'm using the Hard Candy Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer. This stuff is so full coverage and heavy duty, like the name suggests, that it will literally cover up anything. I think it's actually designed to cover up tattoos, which is pretty cool. So if you do have really problematic skin or super dark under eye circles, this will definitely cover everything. But keep in mind that a little bit goes a very long way, so you just want to use a tiny little bit. Of course, if your skin is already pretty clear, then you don't have to use the concealer and you can just go straight on to foundation. The foundation that I'm going to be using is the Neutrogena Healthy Skin. I did really want to use my L'Oreal Infallible one because that's like my favorite right now, but I don't have a fresh tan on right now, so it's way too dark for me, so I'm just going to use this one, but this is a close favorite as well. And to buff this out, I'm just going to use my Real Techniques buffing brush. I like to just kind of like stipple it on my face first to really make sure that the foundation is getting spread evenly, and then I will go in like light circle motions and really blend it out. Next, I'm going to use my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I love this concealer so much. This is a really popular and hyped up concealer, but there's a reason for it. It's definitely one of my favorites. So I'm just going to use this to highlight underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and the center of my forehead. Now I'm just going to use this little no-name brush that I got from Target and just kind of tap that concealer out. You don't want to really rub and drag it because that's just going to move the product around and it could also mess up your foundation. So just tap it to blend it out. You could also use your finger to do this actually. So I just kind of tap that in a little bit, and then I go back in with that same brush I used for my foundation and just again tap on top of it. And the little bit of foundation that's still on your brush will just help blend this out really nicely. So it kind of just like diffuses nicely into the rest of your face, so there's no like harsh distinct lines. Now before I move on to anything else, I want to set that concealer so it doesn't crease or anything. So I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This is just the transparent or translucent one. And I'm going to tap that on with my Real Techniques contour brush. If you wanted to, you could just use that same brush we used to apply the foundation. I just really like the shape of this brush for getting underneath my eyes. I also always set my eyelids because the rest of my skin is like totally normal, doesn't get oily at all, but my eyelids get really oily for some reason. And if you have really oily skin and you want to set your entire face with some powder, then go right ahead. But I don't, and I like a little bit of a dewy finish. Okay, so I just quickly did my eyebrows off camera because I don't actually have any drugstore brow products currently. So I'll put the link down in the description to my eyebrow routine video, and in the description of that video I have links to some drugstore alternative products. So definitely go and check that out if you're interested. Now let me just bring you in a little closer so we can move on to the eyes. So the eyes are actually going to be fairly simple for this look. I'm not even going to use any eyeshadow. So the first thing I am going to use is this NYC Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the color Sunny. This is going to be the bronzer that I'm going to use all over my face, because not only does it just tie everything together, but you need less products that way. So I'm just going to use this e.l.f. Flawless Conceal Brush. As you can see, it is nice and fluffy. Doesn't really matter too much what brush you're using for this, just something that's really fluffy and not too dense. And I'm just going to apply this right in my crease. You don't have to be too precise or anything. I'm just kind of moving the brush in really small circle motions as I'm going back and forth. Kind of like the same way you'd brush your teeth, I guess. Now all you're going to need is just any white eyeliner. The one I'm using is by Rimmel. This is just your plain old regular eye kohl pencil, and I'm just going to apply this to my lid the same way you would with any eyeliner, but I'm going to make the line a little bit thicker because I am going to put that gold on top of there, but once I put the gold I still want some of that white to show through, so you want this to be a little bit on the thicker side. And then I am going to kind of extend a wing on the end. So just like that, and you can just decide how long you want your wing to be. Now moving on to our glitter. So I'm just going to use this e.l.f. liquid liner in the color Copper. And I'm going to apply this right on top of that white, but I'm going to keep it pretty close to the lash line. I don't want to completely cover up all of the white. I do want to leave a little bit of the white kind of poking through above it. Okay, so I don't want to go and apply any mascara or false lashes or anything until the glitter is completely 100% dry. So while we're waiting for that, let's just move on to finishing up the rest of our face. So I'm going to take that same bronzer that we used on the eyes and this e.l.f. blush brush, and I'm just going to bronze up my face. And then I'm going to take that same brush that we used on our eyes, because it's like the perfect size, and I'm just going to lightly contour down the sides of my nose. Now I'm going to use an Old Faithful. If you guys have been following me since the summertime, last summer, then you probably remember this. I used to use this all the time. This is the Wet n Wild Fergie Center Stage Collection Shimmer Palette in the color Rose Golden Goddess. And this is just so beautiful because it's like a blush and highlight in one. So I'm just going to use that same brush that we used to apply the bronzer. Now I'm going to apply my false lashes. The ones I'm using are actually the number 43s by Red Cherry, because again, I don't have any Ardell or Drugstore ones on me at the moment, but these are pretty similar to the Ardell Glamour lashes. I'm going to use my Rimmel Extra Super Lash Mascara, and I'm just going to kind of press this into the base of my lashes so that my real lashes and the falsies blend together, and I'm also going to apply some on my bottom lashes. And now all we have to do is add our lip color. So I just thought, especially because it is springtime now, I wanted to do something really bright and bold, and I just feel like with the white and the gold, an orange would look really nice. I'm just going to apply this Wet n Wild lipstick in the color 24 Karat Gold. So this is how the look turned out. I feel like it would also look really nice with like a really bright hot pink lip. or even a really pretty purple color. And of course, if bright colors aren't really your thing, you could always go with something a little bit more natural. So that's it for this makeup tutorial. As always, I will have all of the products that I used linked down in the description for your convenience. If you do decide to recreate this look, I would love to see it, so make sure that you tag me in your post either on Instagram or Twitter or wherever. If you do have any other makeup tutorial requests, then let me know down in the comments. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! It seems like when men get older, they just get more mature and more sophisticated and sexier, and it's like they get better with